All right, guys, Halloween gives us an excuse to break out the gory movies to share the scares with friends and family. So tonight we've convened our movie panel to come up with some recommendations for you for this holiday weekend. Joining us are John Devore, he reviews the movies for the Pulse magazine, and Daniel Griffith, he's a director and producer of documentaries on horror movies, also a member of the Chattanooga Film Society. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
We're so glad you're here. And you know what? The #1 horror movie in the theaters right now, it's Paranormal Activity 3. It set box office records for September and October, and the franchise looks like it's taken over for the Saw film. So, guys, what do you think about Paranormal Activity 3? First, I'm going to ask you, John. What do you think?
Well, I've not seen it, but I saw the first one. I don't understand how there could possibly be 2 and 3 because I don't know how much found footage they really have. I don't think it really works with the conceit, so I'm not a big fan of the Paranormal Activity and the sequels in general.
Yeah, but Daniel, you have seen it. What do you think?
Yeah. I thought it was all right. I mean, you kind of get what you get. I mean, it's basically like going to a haunted attraction around Halloween.
Yeah.
You know, some are better than others. Some nights are better than others. And I kind of think that Paranormal Activity 3 is kind of in that realm where it's just sort of a thrill ride. It's an experience. You know, it's good or bad.
And it's a Halloween experience,
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
good. Well, guys, we want to ask you now, what do you think is the scariest movie you've seen so far this year? We'll go John first, then Daniel.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Producer Guillermo del Toro. It is definitely the best movie as far as horror movies that I've seen this year. It's very atmospheric. The sets are fantastic, and it's really a fairy tale. So it's a dark fairy tale, and it makes you not want to go in the basement.
Okay, and Daniel, what do you think?
I love that film as well. And another film that came out earlier in the year is a movie called Insidious.
Okay.
Which is what I consider to be probably the best haunted house film of the decade. It's quite
Wow,
good.
that's a bold statement.
Well, it is, yeah.
All right, well, there you go. And, you know, we asked both of you to give us a couple of movies that you consider to be the scariest of all time. Daniel, we're going to start with you. So you started Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and the 1959 version of the House on Haunted Hill. So why these?
It's kind of a tongue-tie.
It is. That's hard to say.
Well, actually, I wouldn't say so much that they're the scariest movie of all time as much as they're the most appropriate films to watch on Halloween night.
Aha, there you go.
Halloween 3 is, it was not successful whatsoever because it had the exclusion of Michael Myers. But it really is about Halloween, the ritual of Halloween, trick-or-treating, and it has interesting consequences. And House on Haunted Hill is just a Vincent Price, William Castle classic. It's just a fun house. It's fun.
And one from 1959, Standing Up. That's pretty good, too.
It's remarkable.
All right, and then, John, you say that The Exorcist is actually the scariest one of all time, but you gave us some other recommendations. You already mentioned Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, but Night of the Living Dead, and then Ghostbusters. What do you think about those?
Well, now,
Ghostbusters is a comedy, right?
It is. I think that Ghostbusters works really well if you're having a night of these big monster movies. You put it in the middle. It's a buffer between, say, The Exorcist or Night of the Living Dead. That way that you don't have that tension all night long. You can break it up. As far as Night of the Living Dead is concerned, it is the 1968 version. It's black and white. You've got that really artistic look. And you get much better... I suppose, an understanding of what George Romero was going through, and it really brought out the whole zombie genre, which is really why it's so important.
And, man, that's seen nowadays on TV with The Walking Dead,
exactly.
Right? So, well, obviously, we're talking about movies today. You are a movie reviewer. What's the next movie you're going to be reviewing? Can you give us a hint?
This week I am having, my review is on Moneyball. It's a very, very good movie. It's worth seeing.
There you go. All right, well, thanks, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. I appreciate it so much, and hopefully we'll see you again and talk about maybe Christmas movies. I don't know, but now we're going to be talking about Nick, and he's got more on the Dalton High School football penalty coming up in the zone.